It is a peculiar sensation, this double consciousness, this sense of always looking at oneself through the eyes of others, of measuring one's soul by the tape of a world that looks on in amused contempt and pity. W.E.B. Du Bois, The Souls of Black Folk, 1903. Creative representation of African American life and the black body have come a long way since Du Bois' seminal commentary. MONDO Black went on the road to meet with artists who are documenting, reinterpreting, and reconstructing alternative modes of perceiving and considering blackness. These are some of the storytellers, dream weavers, and soul keepers of MONDO Black, keeping our eyes on us. MONDO Black caught up with legendary writer and filmmaker Darius James during his recent cross-country journey researching hoodoo in America with German filmmaker Oliver Hart.
The most basic thing I always come back to is the music and the dance. Voodoo is a religion that's danced.
It became clear it was time for me to explore who I was in a very spiritual sense. I've always been interested in magic. And the reason why I was interested in magic was because I've always noticed there was a correlation between the creative and the magical. And I wanted to bring that quality to my writing.
The proposal, which was a book proposal at that time, I think it was right after we finished the shooting of Black Germany, I read the proposal, and I immediately thought that this would make a great documentary film, because it had all the ingredients. It's a journey, it's a quest, it's kind of a, we named it a road movie of the soul.
A lot of America's popular dance style started in the slave quarters. So there's this constant back and forth, call and response in American culture.
Darius James.
Tell me, pretty mama, what can I do to change your mind?
And these angels or spirits told me it was not my time.
You know you keep me worried about it, I'm worried all the time.
I realized that magic was a byproduct of one's spiritual development, one's spiritual evolution. It's real magic is something that you don't necessarily will, but it's a grace of your spiritual growth, your spiritual power, your spiritual character. People talk about synchronicities, coincidences when things happen that they were meant to happen. If they happen consistently and your head is clear, it's really the universe talking to you. It's like when you do have a certain spiritual power, you begin to recognize that the universe does talk to you. And you can read the signs.
Next, we caught up with the visual artist Kimberly Becoat to discuss her work recently on exhibit at the Skylight Gallery and Mocada in Brooklyn, New York.
When I was asked to originally be in it, it was in the Sex Crimes exhibit. It was sometime, I think, in the fall of last year. So I was a little bit taken aback because I didn't really know exactly how I would go about trying to translate the disparity of what was going on between child and perpetrator. All these different directions that you could go in. You could take it from a personal stance, as some artists did. You could take it from the stance of one victim, or you could take it from where the stance that I decided to take my work from, which was involving Black relationships in regards to incest. This particular piece, I chose to use biblical texts that also coincided with the story of Lot and his daughters. And the whole premise behind after his wife dies, when she turns away in the Bible, and she turns and she looks to God, and when she suddenly becomes dust. His daughters take it upon themselves to procreate with their father. So this whole idea of being fawn-fetched came into my mind. This whole idea of being plucked from purity, and then this whole idea of secrecy going on over here, not quite knowing what's happening. No one knows really what's happening in a home and how it's being affected on the outside. So this whole idea of inside-outside environment. I always am purposely trying to be precise in deconstructing beauty. Whether it's this subject or whether it's an abstract piece, very abstract. I work in two dynamics. I work in conceptual art, much like this work, and then I work in very, very abstract art. I always try to do these really ornate, beautiful pieces. The conceptual pieces tend to be a little more didactic in the movement. The abstract ones tend to be more fluid and atmospheric, but everybody always says, oh, they're so pretty. And yet, when you get up close, there's a lot of different things going on that I carefully have constructed.